Right, welcome to episode 1 of Business Battles. So what we're going to cover in this episode is the struggles of small businesses. We've brushed on a little bit in the past, but today we're going to cover some little bit more in-depth scenarios, situations, and where me and Jack find it's going to go. So Loz is going to prop us with some of her questions she's got for us both, and we're going to get stuck in.
Okay, so Jack, how have you found January 2025 compared to January 2024 in the gym industry?
Slow, very slow. Normally we don't have a historic massive boom because of the nature of the gym.
Yes.
It's a training gym, so you come to us, but we have still not picked up members that we historically have done. We just feel our voice just isn't loud enough anymore to be able to attract the clientele.
Give us like an example of that, mate, in terms of like how
we don't have a marketing budget that can be everywhere and everything. To send text messages out, it'll cost best part of text everyone might be £80.
Yes.
So I think you spend £80 just on one round of text messages. Emails, if you send emails out to them, people reply saying take me off your mailing list. But obviously, I'm sure they get lots of emails from EE, Amazon, Uber Eats. I bet you they didn't email them back to them. So we found that we haven't been able to get our voice out there is the biggest thing. Primarily, I think that just comes down to marketing budget and ad spend. I know we've discussed this off camera, but a lot of in the gym world, the commercial gyms will be spending tens of thousands of pounds a day on ad spend.
That's it.
And they see a return on that.
Yes.
So our voice just gets lost.
So let's give a little tiny example of that, mate. So let's put it. I'll tell you what. I'll talk about what I've spent. I was paying a good kid to do some marketing for me, just because I thought this was the next step. You were looking at £500, right, for the cost of the coming out and filming. Yep. And then you were looking at obviously your campaign costs on top of that, mate. So all in all, we're probably looking at over £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right, mate. Again, that's a lot of memberships.
That's a lot of £30, a lot of £40.
It is. Yeah. And a lot of the time you're not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed. No. But again, the problem with running our campaigns is you've got the likes of Everlast, Pure Gym, who are on telly, on the radio, who are spending millions. So, it's one of them. Wherever the magic needs to happen, we're still not impactful enough.
No, so I'm saying our voice can't be heard.
It can't be.
So where the magic happens is essentially on someone's telephone.
Yes.
That's where the magic happens. That's where advertising is influencing someone's behaviour. That's how it works.
Yeah.
But we can't advertise enough to influence enough people's behaviour to choose us.
Yes. Correct.
And then, as we were saying off camera, what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah. People
will look at our facilities and they might go, well, you've not got shiny lights, or you've not got brand new this.
Right.
I would love to have it.
Yes,
and
of course.
I can't do that because you can't hear my voice to come in to then the funds to be generated to then put it back in.
Or for your chance to sell them a different, the right way.
Yeah.
So like we know, Jack, obviously through our history of training and all the gyms we've trained in, that going into a gym with beautiful aesthetics, mirrors, machines. Well, it is. That's what's happening. Mate. But this younger generation, I feel, is it's more about how something looks. I.e., will my video of me doing some RDLs look good in this gym that haven't painted their wall brand new black or haven't got them crispy lights? Or
so the January. So go back to Lewis' original question.
Yes.
January 2025 has started slow.
Yeah.
We then can't get our voice heard, which in turn means we can't bring the right people into the building, which then means we can't then influence them.
Yes.
So we would love to be able to influence them and by the right way, by training, but instead those that are getting their voices heard are influencing them by aesthetics versus practical results.
Yes.
So that's where January's been for me.
So why do you think there's a generation of people using commercial gyms instead of gyms like the ones that both of you own?
Great question.
You can fire away first on this one. We've both got a good opinion on this.
And like I often have quite like a Doubting Thomas's mindset. So like mine's of a we aren't doing, like, not you, but I'm not doing a good enough job. Right, okay. I'm not offering the service that necessarily that the market demands. And therefore what I'm offering, which is a results-driven training environment and a results-driven gym, isn't what people want.
So what do they want?
They want sexiness. Sexy. So it looks good, one, on the internet, but also just like everything in life, people want sexy. I can't unfortunately give that because my goes back to January 2025. I can't get the voice heard because we don't have the marketing budget to be able to bring in the revenue needed to match the private pension and equity funds that are investing in the corporate gyms.
Yeah.
So what do I think they want? I think they want a more aesthetically pleasing place, and I also think they want new equipment. It doesn't necessarily have to be better. Well, I know it's not.
Well,
better.
it's not.
It's not. But we're getting up with that.
Yeah.
But I think in their world,
Yeah.
it being better to them is new. And that, if we speak to our grandparents who've been around the block 10 times,
Yes.
they'll tell you that that's most certainly not the case. You know?
It's not, mate, but again, why do they want it to be new?
So that again comes from influence
Yeah.
from the people that are telling them that want their attention, the voice.
Yeah.
Because the people that want to take their money have a bigger influence than us, and they're telling them that new is better. And then hammer strength pits and all of these things, you know.
Which means now, especially to the normal, you know, my opinion on this, mate, I think, you know, after watching, you know, we've got kids. I've got a daughter who's 13, which I'm starting to see, you know, the
influence she's becoming
yes,
under.
mate, and she's getting it. We see it at home, and you know what? I'm seeing it's so easy to lead them, and I'm thinking 13, so then I'm fast forwarding to like 16, 17, and I'm thinking, I know where they're going, I know why they're going. We had a conversation, you know, a few times over the previous few weeks, mate, and we call them Tinder gyms.
Tinder gyms, baby.
It's basically, it's your port, it's your depot, it's your hub. It's
So that's
a real
why
life.
so I don't know what I was saying. You've got nicey new,
Yeah.
shiny,
Yeah.
Tinder.
Yeah.
So the dominoes fall in that. Whereas
Yeah,
you can't be Tinder in Body Blitz or FF because we may not be a shiny and new. So that influences our dating perspective.
It does, mate. Again, because and again, I think as well, mate, another point to make, right, is you've got fitness influencers rather, right, who aren't fitness professionals, but when they're doing a leg press, mate, if that leg press looks a little bit not new,
There's got some scratches on because people lift the plates
it's
against
going to spam the video, which then means it won't go viral, which then means they're not going to get invited onto Love Island. So then, you know.
So you seriously believe that,
I do. People set the cameras up, mate, for that aesthetic.
So you believe that it's not just like a subconscious thing where they just don't like my gym because it's got older kit, they prefer the newer one because it's got newer kit.
Absolutely, they prefer the new one, and even if, mate,
But not as a subconscious, but as a conscious decision
mate.
because it doesn't look as good on the internet.
Yeah, mate, I do. I generally think, mate, they know, because you know when you go and you know when we see a photo, we don't see a picture of them doing.
No, but I'm looking at the phone.
Yeah.
So if someone puts a video on the internet of them training, I'm not looking at the machine, I'm looking at, I think your range of motion's a bit shit there, or I would have slowed that down, or I would have done this, or I would have done that, because that's the training brain.
Yes, it is. So this is the point, mate. So you see them going in there like...
I'm married with kids. I'm not looking at that as a Tinder perspective.
Exactly.
I'm looking at it as a business owner and as a trainer.
So, you know, and again, it goes to the entering the gym from the minute they get there, right? The selfie's got to go on first, right?
Run us through.
I'm going to talk you through it, mate, right? Are you ready? Because I speak to all the young lads in here, but there's a few things missing. I'm trying to teach them, right? But what they do, they get in the gym, they've got to quickly take the selfie first, then they've got to share.
Do they do this in the car, or do they do it
On the way as well.
On the
mate, there's three before the three
Right.
videos. Then you go in the toilet, mate. You've got to go in the toilet first.
Right.
There's always a good mirror in the toilet, right? It's got the lights on, them shiny lights that we're talking about.
Shiny.
Makes you look like not you. So even if you're not tanned, you're tanned when you get in front of these mirrors. Then
I didn't want to go in front of
you take your selfie in there, right? Then you tag the gym immediately, right? Then you've got to probably go
So
to
what's the
reception.
reason for that then?
I'm going to tell you next.
Right, okay.
Then you've got to rush to the reception desk to see who's managing the account,
Right.
and then say, look, just make sure you reshare my story, because then their story goes straight on. Then they've got an hour and a half, or no, they've got 3 hours to train because they train for 3 hours now. So they go in there and they train, and then as they're in there, the story goes on. Everybody knows who's checking because everyone's on the phone on the cardio.
Pulls in.
They're walking on flat, no incline, just flat, so they can concentrate on the phones. And then they're going through the stories, seeing who's in. Look, oh, that's in there with the yellow vest on. That's her there with the pink leggings, and so then everyone, you know what I mean, they know who's there. And then it's game on, mate, because then the follows start coming, right? So in between biceps, because they do like 20-minute sets, so like one set, and then they have 20 minutes on the phone, then they do another set, and then obviously, but by then there's 11 followers, mate. They've gained 11 followers, right? Straight up 11, and then they can start sending messages out saying, hi, and then I saw you today, and then we should train together. This goes on for 3 weeks because
Because I was a shit scared after the
they
conversation.
don't know how to speak. So it's
it's a long way of getting that first point.
oh yes,
of contact.
but mate, this is the bite. See, this is the chase. so now we're getting there, right? So then, mate, obviously you know, if they've got a nice car, they'll have to take a picture of the car.
If you've got an M Sport, you've got to get them in as well.
I get them in, but then they press the key so the lights flash up. And
And then the light
obviously-
guns on the floor as well. That's even
so if someone's driving in the car
if you do
park,
that, you know.
yeah. But then they're driving the car park and then they're going, oh, that's that kid, that him with the
Yeah, he's
yellow
got-
vest,
he's
on, he wears that yellow
got- he's
vest
got
every single
60 grand
session.
car, him.
That's him, man.
Lives
So
with his
then,
mum,
now
he's got-
so there we are. So there we are. So we're in the mind of the new
But
world.
seriously, I'm being serious here.
Yes.
You honestly believe that is the biggest driver for the younger people? Let us touch on
Yes,
the
yes.
specific generation of people that are choosing that.
They care more about the look.
The want to be seen.
They want to be seen, mate. Right? It's not about anything.
So, like
that.
my Downton brain here is looking at the business and the gym and going, well, could we not just? Is it because we don't have this or we don't have that? But you honestly think it's just because we're not as sexy.
It is, mate,
we're not
it
as,
is.
we're not a pool at Tinder gym.
Yeah, it is. But having said that, mate, right? Let's just be a little bit unrealistic. Let's say we've got Jay Cutler down at FF. We've got Lee Priest coming down. We've got a few of them, and they're coming every week. You know what I mean? Because they're around the area and they want to train in a proper gym. The people would come back. Mate, people would come back because who's there?
Jay's there, big Jay's there.
Mate, basically what we're getting at is
So it's all, but it comes all back to influence then. So back to Lewis's 2025, because of the way the world is with the internet, we can't influence the people enough, no matter how much we do.
No. Boy, it's difficult for us, mate.
But what's interesting, so you talk about like, let's think about people, right, in communities. They all like to be in communities, don't they? But their community now in the cyberspace. It's an online
Nothing,
community.
yeah, it doesn't.
But I think it is. But it's all on via Instagram.
Yes,
It's all an
that's
online
correct.
community.
That's good. It follows. Yeah.
Historically,
Yeah.
if I wanted to talk to somebody, what did you do, Paul? What did you do if you wanted to talk to somebody?
Oh yeah, me. You've got
But
to pull them up. You know what I mean? You've got to pull
you
them
just
up.
talk to them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your community was on the gym floor itself. It wasn't
Yes,
necessarily in the
correct.
cyberspace.
Yes.
But now people don't seem to have their community on the gym floor or on the reception desk. They seem to then take their community online and do their conversing after they've been in the gym. When they're at home on a night time,
This
just
is
sat on the
where
phones
it's going,
for
yeah.
2-3 hours a night.
That's right. And this is where it's going, mate. And this is a big thing we're coming across. But again, we're going to touch further down these episodes with why they're not getting results, because they won't be, mate. Because you're not
So
going to see.
so let's pause it there and go right. So
Yeah.
we've kind of delved into
Yes, well,
that into a bit of there.
Yes.
So I pride up FF on being a training gym. I pride it on
Which
being,
it is.
first and foremost, the lads and girls that we've got in genuinely are proper trainers. Honestly, they are.
Yeah.
They don't, and I don't mean that in a intimidating way. These are normal men and women, but they're good trainers. Like, and they're in it, and they're in it to train properly.
That's it.
It's a training gym, and they get it. And the ones that are with us get it, and it's infectious because the dominoes just start to fall. But do you think people that are going to the Tinder gyms are wanting results, or they're just wanting Tinder?
The two distracted, mate. The two distracted. That's what I'm saying. So the point is, you know, we mentioned this, right, mate? You know, and the culture thing as well. But mate, it's obviously it's not in our world, Jack. But you jump in that new Oxygen gym that's opening in Dubai, right?
Yep.
It's men only, right?
Yeah.
Mate? And this isn't sexist. It's not sexist, but obviously their culture, because it's it's about the the men
Yeah.
and the women separate type of thing. But
There's probably a bit of merit in it in some ways.
well, it is, mate. But you tell me who's training in that gym, and I bet you now, right? If they're all out there living there, it'll be the best bodybuilders in the
Yeah,
world.
100%.
Because distraction doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You go in there and you train, right, mate? Obviously, over here we can't. So if we jump back to our world, you're going into gyms, mate, you've got, I mean, typically, mate, when you're young, you've got a bit more time.
Yep.
But you know as well as I know what you've done in your bodybuilding
Yep.
career. And let's be fair, you've smashed it. You've done, brush on what you've achieved in terms of your bodybuilding stuff, just quickly.
Junior Mr. Britain just turned 21.
Right.
Sponsored by Ronnie Coleman.
I didn't even know that. But anyway.
yeah. It's sponsored by Ronnie Coleman. Beat James Hollandhead to the British Championships and so on and so on and so on.
See.
Obviously, we chose to go very different.
Yes,
different
yes,
paths,
but mate,
that was where the standard was at and where I
But
could
mate, you humble that, because I didn't know loads of that, and you humble that down, mate, because you don't feel like you're stuck. But I want to talk about that like in future, because
I know, but
this
the
is
thing
what-
is, but my way isn't sexy. My way is really repetitive.
I know,
That's hard.
but looking at you back then, it was sexy, mate, because I've seen the pictures you
Well,
shared.
back in the day, if I'd said jump,
Yeah.
people would have said how high.
Yes.
But because I now don't look like that,
That's what I'm saying, mate. That was another point we're going to make, because going again, it's like when you've obviously Jack, you'll be in good shape. Nobody ever, right, approaches you off season, we'll call it, like when you're fat,
Yeah.
right, when you're fatter, right. Nobody ever comes to you and goes, mate, how'd you get in that shape? You know what I mean? When there's any cuts and veins and stuff. But then, when you've knuckled down for 12, 15, 20 weeks, and you've slogged the death out the Stairmaster, and you've dieted and picked your brain with light foods, etc. You've got yourself in shape, and then all of a sudden it's like it happened a week ago. How have you get in shape? And it's only when you're in shape that people care. Again, mate, but going back to Instagram, going back to TikTok, people are staying in that type of unhealthy shape, mate, year round.
Okay, so the people that the general public are being influenced by are staying in that shape.
Well, they are, Jack, because they're getting big money. That's the only reason why, though.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, mate, you and me, if we just say we were, amateur bodybuilding back in the day, if we were getting $5,000 a show, we'd still be bodybuilding now, mate.
Yeah, of course.
You'd be.
It cost us $10,000 to win a British Championship.
Exactly, mate. So you know what I mean, mate. So we'd be. It's a career. But these are these influencers who have achieved fuck all, let's say, mate, because they haven't. You know what I mean? They've getting abs, they've got big biceps, genetically. They're getting good shape. They're tan to death because they live in Dubai, half of them. Mate, they look good. Do you know what I mean? But again, mate, remember they've got people following them around with cameras, and they've got the right light. They've got the oil on there. They look tremendous. They do. But people listening to those type of people really haven't got the.
Yes.
They haven't done. They haven't walked the walk.
Haven't done the hard yards.
They haven't walked the walk, mate. You know what I mean? But this again is another problem we're facing in this day and age because.
But that's the case for, suppose, influencer take Georgie. You know, if she starts looking at some Z-list celebrity on a TikTok or an Instagram or whatever, you know, they start thinking about fillers or whatever other cosmetic things. Yeah, again, from someone that's, hasn't necessarily done it in the modelling world or whatever else. But it's false. It's false advice.
Yes. It is, mate. It is. You know.
So, but the implication. Sorry, go on, Lois.
So, because of how rapidly social media is growing and having a huge influence on all of us, where do you see small gyms like ourselves in the next 3 years?
3 years ahead.
Not here.
Well,
or a very different format to what you seem to do.
Yes, I think.
Do you think we're going to have to operate in different ways?
Yes, I do.
I think we'll have to.
We've got a little cost, Jack, haven't we? We've got a little cost because of what. Because if who look at the older generation, let's say from 30, I think the end of the era is 20. I don't know. I'm going to say 25 of the old world type of crack. 30. Say 30 then, right? I was going to say 30, then I thought, probably a little bit younger, but we're not going to. How many 35, 40, your perfect clients for me, anyway, for my gym, the perfect clients for me are 40s onwards, because they're the ones that's, they've got shit nailed down, they know what they're doing.
Steady away.
Yes, they're happy with what's going on in their lives, as well as, the training and stuff. But I just think, for us to pull in the younger generation, right, because they don't think about the support of local business, Jack, because this is not how
they don't see the families,
they don't see that,
and they also see the wider employment off the back of it as well.
Exactly. So they don't see that, mate. That's why it's probably not their fault because of what they see every day. But for us to get inside their brains, let's be fair, they've got 2 gyms to go and look round, right?
For me, the only way it can be beaten is on price. We've got to become cheaper.
That's what I'm saying.
We've got to become cheaper, but that's not sustainable because we can't absorb that cost. Because let's say we're the same price as the local commercial gym that's got the shiny lights in the new kit.
That's got 5,000 members.
Yeah. If we're the same price or more, the commercial gym wins.
Yes, it does.
The only way we win is by undercutting them on price, which is a race to the bottom, because then that dilutes the quality of the gym floor, it overcrowds the gym floor, and we still probably we only make enough money then to pay bills, and literally bills, and there's no money to reinvest back into the facility. So I think the only way to go is either, or you go the other way and you make yourself a lot more expensive and reduce your membership base by 50-60% and just say, right, okay, let's keep the numbers simple. We've got 100 members. We're happy to double the membership price, and we're not bothered if we lose 50% of you because we know
you have your own private training
studio. Essentially,
the
50 members that stay, they basically got their own private training studio for £50 to £60 a month. I'd pay that.
Do you know what I mean?
Someone said to me, for £60 a month, you can have this gym whenever you want,
and you'll never wait for a leg press.
And you'll never wait for a leg press. It's a no-brainer. But I think, because at the moment we're in a rock and a hard place. But as things stand, we can't continue to operate as we are. That's how we're together now. That's where this series has come about, because you put something on the internet a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought I was alone in this journey. I thought, fuck me, I was battering my head going, how do I give more value? How on our limited budget, which people seem to fail to realise, we've got a limited budget.
You're a millionaire, mate, because you've got you've got your business, mate, you're a millionaire.
Yeah, we try our very, very, sincerely try. Yes. We do try our best. And I'm thinking, how can I be better? How can I do more? Well, I can't match people with fancy new kit. I can't bring in more members of staff because I can't afford them. So what I can try and do is just try and build a community, so where you've got your friends there as well, but real life friends though, Paul, not internet friends, real life friends. Who you talking to?
First name.
Yeah.
Families.
How's the family?
Yes.
So what we've been up to? Well, like for my case, we've got a lot of younger members that are at university. How's it going? No, mint. What you doing next year? Where you going? Who you living with? Fancy going for a beer on Friday? Just build a community. And that's really difficult to do in 2025 as well, I think. But for me, we're in a rock and a hard place. The pricing's where we're at the moment is to reflect keeping the business sustainable with gradual reinvestment.
Yes.
We're going to have to change because it's not working. You were saying like a gym around the corner from you had gone to pot, and why had that gone? You know, because people weren't supporting it. But everyone then was an outcry.
Well, that was what.
And I was thinking, well, that's going to be me. That'll be me in a couple of years. Unless I make an intervention right now, that's me. That's going to happen.
Well, the thing is, Jack, you know, and this what I want people to see is, right, I want people to, this isn't a cry for help. Like, mate, we're not begging people to come and train in our facility because we need money, because, you know, that's not why this came about. But it's for them to understand, Jack, because let's take it just for a few minutes, take it away from the gym, right? Margaret, who's got a flower shop, you know, Johnny, who owns a coffee shop with his family, all the people.
Someone who's got a dog groomers,
any barbers, anywhere,
butchers,
anywhere, because they're slowly starting to disappear.
Even particularly like Halfords. I was driving around out of my estate on Sunday morning to go to work, because we work 7 days a week, because we're in business, we're millionaires. And there was a Halfords repair van outside someone's house doing the tyres. So I'm thinking, Christ, near the gym there's at least 3 or 4 tyre places. I'm thinking, well, how do they do that? They can't. So that's they're gone. That's it. They're gone. And I appreciate it's convenient. Now, no one can deny that that isn't a convenient service. And if there's a demand, someone will present a business that will solve that demand.
Of course.
But what we're asking through this series is, could you wait a day? If you can, wait a day and go and see the local tyre person. If you can, wait and go and see the local person, because that will change their life. Because from a business perspective, I look at lifetime value. That's what I look at.
We have to, don't we?
Lifetime value. I want to look after good customers because I know the lifetime spend is a big spend. You know, and if you can just go to that local tyre place, they might do a deal cheaper for you for cash. They might say, I tell you what, just give us X. Don't worry if you haven't got it now. Give us what you've got, or give us an X next week, or when you get paid. Or there's loads of times. My wife, when her tyres have gone on the car, whatever, she's took it down, honestly, and they've just went, you don't even need to do this. They've fixed it for her, and just, honestly, I can't charge it a day, darling. And they've just been genuine, sincere. If you can, wait and support your local business.
Remembering that small thing, isn't it? That small token, and like you say, that's what Gan's missing, I think, with a lot of people now.
Because of convenience, because we live in a world that's busy, and I'm not
too fast,
and I'm not acknowledging that, because it's an over. We all like convenience. If you can get fast track at the airport versus fucking standing in the queue, I want to do fast track, whatever it might be. We're all going to do those things, but if you can, independently around you, please just give them a thought. Even just have a thought, and if you can, support them, because it might be your uncle that's next, it might be your auntie.
Well, it affects us all, mate. That's the thing. That's what people don't realise, because it's always...
Well, it's a circle, isn't it? Because then the tyre person's being paid, so then one of them, he can pay then the member of staff, which then comes to my gym after work, and that cycle just repeats itself.
Everyone knocks down together. So
but if everyone goes to Halfords and gets the tyres...
Mate, that's, you go use Halfords as an example. Everyone goes to Halfords, right? If everyone's got to go to Halfords, you're waiting 3 weeks for your car fixed.
And how much are you paying for it? Because then
that's what they do. Well, in business, mate, if we brush on it for people, the domino effect or whatever, you know, basically it's like, you know, it's like battleships.
Yes.
The big boys come in, right? They'll hold fort for a bit. They'll compete wise, and
so that's Everlast for you, and NRG
of course it is. Yeah, we've got a few gyms around here, but mate, what they'll do is, and slowly
grind it down.
They'll just start disappearing around them, and then once they're the sole traders, boom, inflate the prices, and then they've got you, because where else do you go? And that's when they've got you.
And you've got no option.
No else to go with. But then, when they've got everybody, Jack, they can't hold everybody. So then you're waiting 15 minutes for a shower. You cannot train chest on a Monday. You've then got to start, you know, doing your lunges up the hill to go home, because you cannot train, mate. You're not going to be able to use the facility for what you want to train for. And that's what we said last time. You go to the gym with your plan, and your plan goes to shit, because you cannot do what you need to do in that gym anymore. And that's what's going to happen if they don't support you, me, other local gyms, because once we're all gone and you have to train these commercial gyms, people will hate their lives, because they can't even get in there to train. Do you know what I mean?
I think something to end on is, if you want to give advice to, let's say, the generation that we're talking about who go into these shiny gyms, if they... you know, eventually they will want to get to a point where they don't want to be in the shiny gyms, you know, maybe. What advice would you give to them for actions that they could take now for a future in the gym that they would want in maybe 3-4 years' time?
Well, my view on it is, if you want to get in shape, you don't go and start training in a new shiny gym, for one. Because, you can never do what you want to do. And you're not going to... let's be fair, you know, the knowledge comes from the people, more so the people that's got these private small gyms, these family-run gyms.
Yeah.
Hi, scan your shiny gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, mate?
Tell us who's
Because-
done something.
Aye, you know, but they come to us and it's like, you know, me and him laugh about it because you generally see these people using this equipment and thinking that they're getting results through the equipment. You know,
Yeah, thinking that it's the machine. Yeah,
it's the machine that's getting the
It's the
results.
machine, yeah.
It's
There's,
nothing
there's a
to
good
do
saying
with...
with clothes. Oh, it's not the cloth that makes the man; it's the man that makes the cloth.
Yes.
As in, like, it doesn't.
How he wears it.
Yeah. Give me a white Primark T-shirt, but I'll put my chest up. I'll be
Yeah.
nice and proud. Doesn't matter. I'm going to wear that white Primark
exactly.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Anywhere, well.
And so, like for the younger generation, because they're not going to think. You don't think business when you're young. I remember me being young. It's not like about. I wasn't really thinking about. I wasn't thinking too far ahead of the future.
I don't think about VAT and corporation tax and
exactly,
business rates.
Yeah, and I wasn't thinking that when I went and paid for something that I was supporting someone.
Yeah.
I was just paying for a product. So I was like, there's the money. Cheers.
That's what I want.
Yeah. So like for them, I'm thinking, look, if you know, the reason is though because there's no other reason to join a gym other than to change. You're there to change your mind, your body, your fitness, whatever it is. So like if you're going in there, right, what I'm going to say is to them, it's going to make you soft. Join them gyms and you'll be soft as shit because you won't know what. You know, we know it turns out when you're going balls to the wall. You know, you feel your sets. I'm watching stuff now on the media and all the social media stuff, and I'm watching these kids, you know, push themselves and thinking, no, I mean, there's loads more in there. There's loads more in there, you know, and this is what they're going to miss, you know. And again, come to places like us where we help them programming, how to learn how to split, learn how to, you know, the foods around training, all these things that we learned, Jack, over years and years and years.
But how did we learn? How did you learn?
Being in there with the big dogs,
Being
you know what I mean?
there with the big boys.
Being in there with the big boys.
With the real deal.
Walking past the big boys and like,
With the real deal.
What, mate?
And that
Do you know what I
goes
mean?
back, doesn't it? Because now if people join places like, you know, the commercial gyms we're talking about, they have apps, don't they?
Yeah.
And other workouts on the app. But if they get stuck with a particular exercise or how to use a machine, what have they got to do? Scan a QR code to find out when you
That's what they do, or,
you know, and
you know.
there's not, obviously there's staff, these places are staffed, but have they got the knowledge to be able to support that person?
Nah, you know, it's wrong to say all of them have
No, yeah.
got that.
On balance of probability, the majority
Yes,
don't.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, and loads of them don't have staff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your pure gyms and all that. Like, you know, this isn't me and Jack putting these big gyms down by saying the setups are shit, the business models are shit. It's not that. I mean, there's millions and millions being spent. They look beautiful. You know, and they might have a couple
There will be
of
some
bits of
good.
stuff.
There will be some good bits of.
There will be. There has to be when you look what's been spent. But it's that means jack shit. It means jack shit. You look at the best
Golden
bodybuilders in
age
the
of
world.
bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Yeah, Arnold even.
Yeah, mate, they were
Basic
training,
cables,
training
barbells,
garages and that one. You know what I mean? These, you know, you look at any good bodybuilder. If we're talking about results, yeah, Dorian in that Temple gym. You know, you touch a seal with your hands. You know what I mean? Like, you're Ronnie Coleman in that old gym. It's nothing. That's what's been forgot about. They're still going to queue up to meet these guys. Yet the questions I've asked, how did you get in that shape? It's more like, you look great on that picture. You look, how did you get big arms there? Because I want big arms for, you know.
Can I touch on
And
that?
can I get a picture with you?
And can I? I'll come back to your question in a second, but can I touch on that?
Yeah, go for it.
Now, a lot of people will just think steroids. Right. So not to go too much into it because that'll be something for a
next.
different day.
That's another.
But the principles of how that physique was attained still apply.
Yes.
Oh, that's our telling off.
Is that our telling off?
That's our telling off. Right.
Rambo, we're talking shit.
Right, put another 3 minutes on, please. I'm nearly there. Right, I'll be quick.
Yes.
But they think steroids, but that's not the case because the principles of getting in great shape apply irrespective. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes, you're going to be smaller, but you're probably not wanting to be the size of those guys.
Yes.
But you probably would like to have their shape and their
Yes.
aesthetics.
Yes.
So I think that someone that's watching this that would disagree with us, steroids.
Yeah,
Or,
that's why.
but no, why was just pure dedication and
Yes, it
also
was.
awesome hard work. And then answers Laura's
So,
question.
by the way, people get.
I don't think the majority of people, younger generation that we're talking to, listen to this, agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're talking pure shit.
Because they can't say it yet.
They've never been there. They've never done it. They've never got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
I just don't think they believe us. I'm sincere. I would welcome anyone to come and train with us on the gym floor, and I'll show
what
them
I
why.
was gonna say, Jack.
I mean,
That's
if they
what I
want to
was
come
gonna
down
say.
to Body Blitz or FF and train with us,
Well, what we'll do, we'll offer them.
we'll
sessions.
offer you out.
Offer
you out.
We'll offer a free session. If they get in touch, we'll
Yeah.
offer them a free session.
Yeah,
How
no,
we think
yeah.
they should go through a chest, leg, or a set. They can choose.
Yeah.
They're not going to choose legs, but
Yeah.
I tell you what, even biceps,
Yeah,
mate.
just anything.
Even
Yeah,
bicep,
yeah,
we'll show
okay,
them.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can finish on that.
Yes, we will. All right. So catch up on the next episode. We'll get that out next week. week. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you've got any questions, any queries, obviously reach out to us. Obviously Jack from Fitness Fraternity and Paul from Bodybits Fitness. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, guys.